Yo, I am IBX Toycat, and welcome back to Superflat Survival. And in case you're curious as to why it is slightly dark, I mean, the sun's actually rising. It's kind of beautiful, but in case you're curious as to what we're doing here in the dark, chilling above a fishing pond and a very large number of carrots, well then you must have missed part 10. But to give you the long story short, today we need to have lightning. We would like lightning to strike, because if lightning strikes, I have these lightning rods underneath 100 something pigs. We don't know precisely how many, but it's enough to lower the frame rate significantly. But we have this many pigs in a big hole with 2 lightning rods, enough to make sure that if a lightning strikes either one of these places, we're going to have over 100 zombie piglins. That means that if we kill them using any method we have available, we will be able to guarantee that we'll get gold, as well as getting gold nuggets. I mean, gold ingots, gold nuggets. We get both those forms. Hopefully enough so that we can make a golden apple, meaning we can finally make a village. That's right, a real village we can make in the Superflat Survival. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we're going to be actually doing some steps towards building that village today, because obviously we need a place for the villagers to be able to move into. However, first, we're going to go fishing. It's going to be fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, because here's the thing. I got this lovely enchanted bow that I can use to get steak. Look at this. I have cooked beef. Sorry, not steak. I have cooked beef in my inventory now. And if we get an enchanted fishing rod, we can do fishing faster, which means we get fish and we get other stuff. We can get ink sacs, and we can also get enchanted, I think you can get enchanted books, right? Just straight up. And so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Smelt your gold armor too, says Deadman 186. Yeah, that's a really good idea actually. So let me let's just all quickly give some praise to no, let's avoid doing the sarcasm bit on this one. But no, thank you so much, Anastasia Crawford, for becoming a channel member. I'm glad you've been liking the series enough to wanna become a member. No, it's one of the coolest things you can do on YouTube to support a stream, you know, rather than like, cause you know, it's like a, you know, it's a monthly based thing. It's a more predictable source of income and everything else, which is why of course streamers like it and recommend it. Anyway, speaking of things that streamers like and recommend, getting good drops on the fishing, it's going to be a lot of today's stream, because it is obviously right now we're playing the waiting game. We need lightning to strike, but there is no action you can take as the end user to make lightning strike in Minecraft. It happens or it doesn't, sadly. However, what we can do, if we believe in ourselves at the very least, is we can make sure that we're making some productivity out that time. And fishing is one of those activities that takes lots of time if you're looking for specific drops at least. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun. And fishing is so fun, you get really good loot, says X Good. Yeah, I think that fishing... Oh, wait. No way. Is this thunder? Is it going to be thunder already? I'm not mentally prepared for thunder, but I'm excited if it is. Oh. No. Okay. I don't think so. I think we're fine. So, I loved Minecraft during your stream. I did the same thing on Friday when you streamed in creative. Oh, I think playing Minecraft and watching Minecraft together is a common... It's a pretty fun combination. I agree with that. Glad you like it. I think, by the way, I thought it was a thunderstorm. I think it's going to be just rain. It's very hard to tell until you hear your first... You'll be able to tell when it's thunder pretty quickly. And I'm pretty sure, based on the lack of noise, that there's not. It's fine. Fishing in the rain, if you don't know, gives you a 25% bonus, so why not? Thank you, by the way, KyleCaster101. Really appreciate you becoming a member on the channel. Enjoy your green name and access to exclusive videos, which I hope and I'm sure you will. So, yeah, getting extra fish is going to be nice. Hopefully, that isn't just going to be extra fish that we get, but maybe even extra enchanted books, extra ink sacs. Maybe we even get this mythical enchanted fishing rod. It's a I think it's like 1 in 600 chance of getting an enchanted something. Or maybe it's slightly higher, but still, we have to do a lot of fishes. But that's probably fine in my opinion. This is a big grind, but I think that's what defines this series. It is, we do these big grinds, and we hopefully make some big progress on them. And, yeah, I think that grinding in video games is always this, like, it's seen as this big negative. But there is this aspect of working really hard towards something, and then it being really extra cool when you get there. The games that, like, you know, you get everything all of the time, they have to work a lot harder to, like, satisfy the reward centers of your brain. Because I feel as though, like, delayed gratification is one of the crazy joys. One of the crazy unique things about our species is, like, we make things good for ourselves later as well as now. And in a lot of cases... Oh, get that! I got a bowl, internet. You won't believe it, but I really do got one. Thank you so much, Trophane Alex, for becoming a member, jumping aboard that member train. That's absolutely hype. Is that Trophane Alex? Trophane Alex? I'm gonna go with Trophane Alex. Thank you so much. 3 members in one stream. Never mind, 4 members in one stream. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for 4 members in the one stream. That is entirely unexpected. Also, no bowl run. You know, now this is not a no bowl run. I'm sorry. It's over. Also, when, Matt, can we get orange square? Is there orange square? Oh, there's orange square. Not anymore, there's not. Hope you enjoyed. That was £2 worth of orange square. If we get together 2,000, we can have them on for 5 minutes. That's the trade-off here. Can you bone meal the ground and get flowers to make dye? We can do that for most of the dye types, but you can't get wither flowers, obviously. Wither roses, I think they're called. So if you want to get squid ink, you need squids, or you need fish, or you need to fish for the squid inks. Either way, it's a whole thing. We need an anvil and iron sword with mending from fishing. Yeah, if we can get mending, again, the ideal is we get it via villages, but you know, whichever way it has to happen, not really too hugely bothered. But if we can get that, it'll be big progress. People just asking the same questions every stream, expecting me to respond. Losses, Indie Games Archive. Yeah, it's one of those things. Also, thank you, Ponycell. 5 members on today's stream. That's nuts. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I hope you enjoy your access to the member-only videos, as well as the green name and the emojis, and mostly just thank you for supporting it, man. But hope you enjoy those benefits as well. Speaking of benefits, do bones go in there? I feel like they don't. No, yeah, as a streamer, one of the interesting things to balance is, like, there are a lot of new people on every stream who have questions. But, like, yeah, you've got to make sure that you're not just answering... You know, one person's curiosity is not worth boring 999 people, or whatever the ratio ends up being. So trying to work out, like, which questions more than one person wants answered, or at the very least, even if they don't want it answered, they would benefit from the answer from, is it's something I try to do. I don't think I do a very good job all of the time, but it's you know, I try my best anyway. So yeah, like how can you actually play Flat World? Seems very boring, and that's the challenge in it, right? Is like this is a world that has very little in the way of normal. Also, oh, there's a dirt blocks. It has very little in the way of normal benefits or whatever, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. He got water. So has Toycat killed any mobs with fire bow or fire sword so the meat is cooked? See, like, that's a question. April Van Pelt, thank you for asking everything. Actually, not. Am I meant to say thank you for, like, that's me being polite, but, like, I mean, if only there was some way to know if Toycat had cooked any meat. Is there any way to know? There just isn't. You're gonna have to ask. There's no on-screen context. I missed my fish. There's no on-screen context that you could use to work out if Toycat has killed any animals on fire. So they, you know, there's just no way. It's impossible to tell. We're gonna have to ask the question. But again, I think if you get too mad about that stuff. Also, to remove all the counting in chat, we'll just do everyone's favorite thing. What's your favorite color, internet? You know, do you think a favorite color is a real thing, or do you think it's one of those questions? Because, like, you know the common phrase, like, no politics, no religion, no styles. Like, you know, polite rules for conversation. If you talk about politics, everyone's so charged, you're not gonna have a good time, as we know. Also, can you fish from underwater? I know you can, but it just doesn't feel correct, right?
I want to thank you for mentioning my giant desert temple build in one of your videos a year ago. I was going through a really rough time, and that was so amazing to see. Thank
you so much, Carlcaster101, for becoming a member and also tipping right there. But yeah, no, I thank you for making something cool. I love seeing the weird, wacky. I love seeing the weird, wacky things that people have built in Minecraft. It's like this fun reminder of stuff. Also, wow, thank you for all the colors in chat. But I feel as though, like, the what's your favorite color is the most, like, opposite level of deep talk you can do, where we're not going to even exchange ideas. Also, exchanging ideas can sleep plus rain equals thunder. Roof the water, glow squid and drowned. need to be under bedrock, though. Have had T-storms that only had lightning at the end. Is that how that works? I feel as though... I could be wrong. But whatever. Yeah, if you can sleep... I guess if you can sleep, that's the easiest way to tell. I guess it's probably nighttime already, so we might not be able to know. But, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so we can tell for a fact that it's a rainstorm because you can sleep during thunderstorms. That's a useful but weird metric. So yeah, we're going to keep on feeding pigs to carrots, or carrots to pigs, sorry. We're going to kind of limit the number we do, solely because of the fact that they are being so frame rate issue causing, and we don't even have the supplies to do this perfectly anyway. Oh, here it is. It's over there. No, it's amazing to see the support. Thank you, a piece of pie. This is a big grind I have ahead of me, and so seeing that there are like people joining me on this and being like, yeah, I support this, man. This has been fun for me to watch too. Is it's you know it's reassuring. It's a fun reminder. Thank you for it. It's more than you need to do, and that's what makes it so nice. I just pick between a few colors and call them my favorite color to avoid being questioned about it. Says RageMate117. See, right, that's what I think, like, if you think about anyone who actually, also, thank you to Bad Llama, but...
I just pick between a few colors and call them my favorite to avoid being questioned about it.
Like, that's just as valid as having a favorite color which you've spent years researching. If you pick a color, doesn't that make it your favorite anyway? Exactly, it's a question that doesn't allow for any miscommunication, controversy, whatever. Even if you say, like, hey, what do you think about... So we're gonna go to sleep just because it's rain, by the way. That's my plan. We got our rain, but that's not okay. So I won't be able to tell if the fishing bobber drops from here. I guess I actually probably could. Let's keep our eye on it, and let's see how it goes. What are the odds that thunder can turn into... Oh, sorry, the rain can turn into thunderstorms? Ooh, that is cool to watch. Yeah, I wonder how that works. Also, if there was like a block between me and the fishing, would the fish get caught on the block, or would it go through the block to get to me? These are questions I want to know the answers to, but instead, let's try this again. We're gonna get thunderstorm one of these times. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time. Yeah, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. So, looked like a Nev portal, light by lava. Also, I'd make a 5x5x5 water cube surrounded by dirt and use that to go for a channeling trident. Yeah, it's so sad. They changed it so that tridents don't naturally... When you convert them, they can't drop tridents anymore. Which makes sense, because where are they getting the trident from? But also, wait a minute, this is Minecraft. Nothing makes sense. Like, why are we going to argue that that's the line in the sand we're drawing for logic? Yeah, I do think that... I totally think that Minecraft is a game that kind of... I think actually this is a good sign to tell you that Minecraft is made by loads of different people. Because some Minecraft developers are like, all about like, yeah, we should go for realism where possible. Some are like, no, we go for fun whenever possible, and realism's like the backup. And so you get weird sets of features where like, oh yeah, this is a geologically accurate combination of minerals that make this on the one hand. Or like, you know, like again, drowns can't drop tridents unless they were originally drowns. But then on the other hand, you'll see stuff like, oh, but you know what would be real swell? You know what would be real swell? Is if we had like, I don't know, magic fish monsters that shot laser beams that shoot through your armor. You know, like in the real world. You know, it's a common thing we go through. So also thank you for the tip Icicle, the Ghost Leviathan too. It's nice to see everyone being so kind today. Because, you know, you know, interesting, I guess tips, I think we mentioned this before, there's this weird philosophy to them. To some people, it is solely a transactional thing. You know, some people it's purely the support thing, I should say. If, like, I would like to help out the streamer that I am watching, like Death Stranger.
It's good to finally catch one of your streams. Hope we get that thunderstorm today, mate.
I am hoping we get the thunderstorm. I feel as though the longer we go on this, the better we can, I feel as though the longer we go on this, the closer we get to just, this is bound to happen. It's a matter of time, right? And so, yeah, I think if we keep committing, if we keep believing, it's got to be happening. It's you weren't nice about the counting. Yeah, that doesn't count. Those aren't people who are here today. Those are people who are just here in the less real sense of that phrase. Anyway, it's yeah. Thank you very much, stranger. So see that's a tip to be like, oh yeah, it's cool to see you. Like it's almost like somewhere between thanking and support, right? Support is you want to see more of something, so you leave a tip. Thankful is just like, oh, I want to show my appreciation. Everyone can say nice words all the time. You've got a really nice... You've done something good with your hair today, by the way. Good job. Oh man, yeah, you know, it's really impressive. Like, you look good. You really do. I can say that to you all the time. That compliment means nothing. However, you know what I can't do every day? Would you like a pound coin? Here you go. Wow, that's real tangible money.
Is it easier to ask someone's favorite color or name a color they hate? Also for or against pineapple on pizza?
That's a good idea, by the way. Ask people, instead of asking people's favorite color, what's people's least favorite color? That's my new way out of a particularly spicy situation. Also, I'm going to the land of pizza soon, and I'll report back with their opinions on pineapple pizza. But I think most people would agree that fruit on a pizza... I know tomatoes are fruit, but it's not really a fruit. But pineapple is like fully a fruit. It's a tropical fruit. What's it doing on a pizza? So yeah, chat, what's your least favorite color? But no, yeah, the tipping psychology is like, yeah, you could be about support. It could be about thanks. Again, you can only... Money is limited, and so it's a better thank you sign than the word thank you, which is unlimited. It's like you know, thank you is a social grace, whereas, you know, like a tip is like a actual. It goes a step further. It's a more meaningful way for, especially for people you're not as directly close to, like in terms of proximity and in terms of you know, like all that sort of stuff. And then the third reason is like, no, this is purely transactional. I don't care that any of this money is going towards you. That's not the thing. I just want to show up on the screen, and I want you to the words that I say I want to see on the screen. It's some people find it to be like self-actualizing. You realize you're real when Toycat says, Icicle the Ghost Leviathan says, Toycat, would you please meow on stream for us? Meow. See? Like, that is someone who clearly their only thought was it is worth paying $4.99 so that the man I'm watching on the internet immediately reacts to what I'm saying and he meows in, which again is like a bit of a weird use for that. Maybe those are less fun. And yeah, I think a lot of people think it's just one of those three things, and they're confused as to why people would do it so much. But again, I think, you know, like, if you could watch live TV and, like, one of the actors would come, like, wink at you, I think people would pay dumb amounts of money for that. In fact, if you look at other forms of media, you see, like, I don't know, how much do people pay?
What's your 14th favorite color?
Oh, my 14th favorite color is actually, I don't know, like, that weird color in between yellow and green, or like a fuchsia, maybe. There we go. That's the answer. What? I don't even know the names of colors. Oh wait, we got it. We got one. Okay, is it mending? Is it mend? Ah, it's just unbreaking. Should we? Let's use this all the way till it breaks. Or we could repair it with something else later, I guess. Yeah, no, I guess only on a fishing rod. Hypothetically, we could actually get a decent... You know, we'll store this in our fishing barrel for now. Just because, technically speaking, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. This is worth it, says Tristan. See, right? Is it worth it? Or have you just said it's worth it? By the way, thank you, Cataquack64. $20 is massively appreciated. Again, lots of strangers, lots of things today. It's very appreciated. It's cool to see everyone else is on board. As I am. It's, you know, because it's a big commitment sometimes to be like, yeah, we're going to sit here and we're going to keep on streaming and we're going to keep on playing until we get lightning. And then if we don't get lightning, we're going to sit here again and we're going to go to that. Like, a lot of people easily get demotivated in big challenges. And so it's times like this we need to spend some more goofy time doing goofy things. Also, we're going to end up with a lot of carrots, I'm starting to realize. I don't know how I'm just realizing that now, but we're going to get a lot of these. And so that's going to be fun. More carrots, though. Gotta keep them growing. Gotta keep them going. So I became a rich cat to avoid the problem of tipping right before the stream ends, or there's some other technical difficulty. See, why is that an issue, right? See, that's the interesting thing. That to me says the function of it is also in some part like to you at least. Again, I'm not trying to criticize. I'm trying to like analyze here. That there's also an element of like you want to be seen to be tipping. You know, there's it's a way of showing other people in the toy cat world that you're serious. Maybe it's like a way of saying, yeah, look, I'm one of the... Because if it doesn't show up on the screen, is the tip real? The answer is yeah. It still goes like... Even if that one from TFL Eclipse did not appear on the screen, it would still end up, you know, going to support my purchase of... Oh, look, my can, because it's slightly green. My cloudy lemonade with no added sugar. It's from Waitrose. You know, I'm kind of rich now. Hate to flex on you. I shop at the slightly more expensive supermarket. I actually haven't been in months, but you know, I need to drink the cloudy lemonade at some point, so I'm trying to get around to it. I've got a flight in like 10 hours that I need to be getting on, and I figured, well, we could prepare. We could like pack a bag. We could like, you know, see what's going on here. But I also feel like, you know what we could also do? We could wait for a thunderstorm. Now is the OMG Waitrose, are you Jeff Bezos? Says Zach plays City Skylines. So given that I was mugged, you know, actually, can I tell you something? The thing that makes you lose faith in the internet the quickest is trying to mention some form of like, I don't say traumatic event, but like, you know, some very negative event in your life and seeing people's responses. If you talk about something very serious, you get very jokey replies. If you talk about something jokey, you get serious replies. It's the age-old rule on the internet, and I know. I was basically mugged. But like actually, I do want to talk about this, even though I think it's such a dumb thing to talk about when I've shared this. But if someone steals something from you, and then they drop it later because of your actions to recover it. You know, if you steal something back from someone, let's say, did they steal the item from you in the first place? Also, Angela Van Kampenhout, thank you for becoming a member and joining on the member train. Today's a massive day for members, it seems. I've got a 10-hour drive to Scotland in about 12 hours, says Natosh. It's a very boring drive to Scotland, I learned. And I also, you know, I'd make recommendations, but I guess I don't know where you're coming from. But I found some things that, like, if I'm ever going to Scotland again, I'd come back for. There were some camels in the north of England that broke up the drive a bit for me. Would recommend. Would totally recommend. But yeah, anyway, I was stolen from recently, right? Yeah, they stole it. You just got it back, says Pistol Pete. But then also, I basically stole from Jeff Bezos is the reason I mentioned that. Because Amazon Fresh, it's called Amazon Go in America. You walk into it. Also, person, thank you. That's such a, out of context, that's such a dumb thing, right? I just said thank you. Also, is this, no, it's a boring drive from England. You know, that's perhaps a better way to word it. There's, I guess it gets pretty as you get further and further away from people. You know, there's
an American lemonade or fake fizzy British lemonade.
So if you're curious about the lemonade, this is cloudy lemonade from Waitrose. I think it says, it just says tangy and refreshing, but you can't read. It is carbonated. I think it's interesting that lemonade has a different connotation in the US and the UK. Like, I would say the way you would describe American lemonade here is you'd say, like, I don't know, fancy words like home style fresh lemonade or something. Because American lemonade is just lemon, sugar, and water, right? Is that even a beverage, or is that just... I guess it's just sugar water. Man, by the way, I learned the lesson that if you take out the lemon from the lemonade recipe, or you just use less lemon, you make a delicious beverage anyway. Life pro tip for everyone watching. If you think to yourself like, wow, I like lemonade, you have the ingredients right now. Even if you don't, a lemon costs 40p or something, even in an expensive place. But yeah, so a lemonade is carbonated. I could show you real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna use my soy sauce bottle right here, because this is very terrible anyway. If I show you what it looks like mixed with soy sauce, I'll look like I'm doing a science experiment. So, as you can see, oh, it's going on my keyboard. Oh, that's gonna be sticky tomorrow. As you can hopefully see. Oh no, I'm gonna miss the crowd. Okay, it's fine. I'll get the next one. Oh no, it really is all over my keyboard. It really is just all over this thing. Well, anyway, as you can see right here, It is carbonated. Actually, you can't really tell that it's carbonated. And it didn't really change the color of this either. Also, it smells just as bad as it did before. Honestly, if you're running out of soy sauce, though, look at that. That's my pro tip for you. You're running out of soy sauce, you got some cloudy lemonade, just top it up. Problem solved, honestly. So I hope you saw the fizz, because now I have to deal with the aftermath of that. I've got the long boys, but I don't wanna sour them by. You know, it's fine. I'll let the keyboard get sticky, and I'll let future me that comes back from a flight deal with a very painful thing. Anyway, so let me just tell you about how I stole from Jeff Bezos today. Very, very directly. Because Amazon Fresh, the stores where you just walk out, you don't have to go to a checkout. They automatically bill you for your shopping when you leave. It's a very cool concept, by the way. Thank you, by the way, Foster the Villager. Still like your name. Use your sweatshirt. Yeah, that's what I did. I love to use the little side of this thing, but it's a whole interesting thing. It might smell bad because it's in the UK. I'm in the US, says Ashley Hall. Well, I didn't know we could get nationalistic about the smell of soy sauce, but welcome to 2022. Just because something doesn't make sense, it doesn't mean people don't do it. Flatwild is missing both big salmon and desert wells. What is life? You know, we can probably build a desert well out of dark oak now if we want to. Honestly, we probably should, like right in the middle of there somewhere. Like, why not? Just like the lemonade off. I think you're trying to say lick the lemonade off. Honestly, that's not a bad idea, right? Let's go. Yeah, so they have a promotion where every time they open a new store, you get your first 10 pounds of shopping for free. And they've opened like 10 stores in the last month. I've only been to 3 of them, but I'm now starting to realize that, like, wow, this is a lot of money they are just giving away for free. And every time I see people in there, they're like, oh, I didn't even realize there was a promotion. And you know, whenever I hear about promotions like that, I wonder, is this just like a flex? Is this just like a, yeah, we can afford to just give you 10 pounds of shopping for free and still make a profit? Or is it the sort of thing where just they don't know what they're doing? You know, it's so funny. I'd say this is like humanity's problem with everything humanity does. When you see someone doing something that you're not too familiar with, either they are an idiot or a genius, and you don't know which way it is. Like, you know, like, YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar platform. Was removing dislikes smart? Or are they just so dumb that they can't see what me, the average, you know, like, user can see? You know, like, are business executives so removed from us that they don't understand our perspectives? Or do they see our perspectives, but they also have the other layers of everything, and shareholders and advertise? You know, they have all these extra like relations we're not privy to, because that's, you know, it's the same with politicians, right? Like, when you look at stuff, it's like there's no way they think this is a good idea. There's no way anyone looks at this and says, yep, this is great, everything's going wonderfully here. But, you know, maybe this very unpopular, also against the morals of their party and against all the... Maybe they're doing that because they had some information that we don't. But then the problem is, if you allow, like, everyone to get off with that information, you say, yeah, we just have to assume everyone's being smart all the time. Turns out a lot of people are actually just doing dumb things. Turns out, actually in the world, there's a ton of not very big things on that level. So, yeah, also, Ali, it's Tuesday in it, bruv, says Gohar. I can confirm we do say Tuesday. We also say tuna and YouTube. I think that is one of the few cases where British English is just like, we look, because usually the thing I like about the default British accent, which if we're being honest is like a Southern English accent, but if you think about the default British accent, received pronunciation is good, because we pronounce every letter in the word. It makes it very easy to understand exactly what someone is saying, because every syllable is stressed as much as can be. And then it's like YouTube. It's like, why is that tuna, you know? Like, I don't... it's very understandable, it seems, even with all of the weird quirks of our accent. But, yeah, there's a few things like that. I think Americanisms are full of them. And there's like so many accents in America that it's really hard to keep up with all of it. But still, it's interesting stuff. Also, I'm going to, just to keep myself sane, I'm going to do a little bit of farming. with the wheat seeds now. Should probably not be using the shovel. I guess it doesn't make a difference. I just want to make sure that we're keeping on top of this, because at some point we're going to need a dumb amount of wheat, probably. Because we do need to make beds for our village. In fact, should we do that now? Yeah, just to break things up, we'll do a couple more fishes. I know, actually, no, let's stick to it. No, so yeah, I'm breaking a few crops that aren't fully grown, which is probably not such a smart thing to do, but it's fine. We're making it all work anyway. Yeah, this makes sense. For example, Australian is harder to understand. Is Australian really hard to understand? Or are you hard to understand? You know, hard to understand because you don't understand Australian. But yeah, use villagers both for an iron farm and for trading at the same time. Yeah, I think I want to get some villagers ready to trade with first. Like, that seems like a good first point of call. And then, obviously, after that, I think we could easily say, yeah, okay, now we've got villagers. If we really, really need iron for something, we will make an iron farm. That is the only way. It'll be sad to make 2 iron farms in this world. But, you know, if it's what needs to be done, it's what needs to be done. Like, right now, for example, we can't make shears because getting 2 iron would take me so long. So instead what we just do is we light a sheep on fire. And then we get some cooked beef and we get some wool. And then we use that wool and we combine it with... We must have loads of wool lying around somewhere. I don't know where we would have put it. Like, which chest makes the most sense for wool? Is it this? But there we go. We got 16 white wool. So we combine all of this minus 2. And we make it into beds. How many? Do beds even stack? I don't think they do. I think we're going to need 5 inventory slots free for that. So let's put some of this away. Let's put some of this away, I guess. I guess we just got too many mob drops on us. Just at all times, we're just filled with mob drops we don't need. Like, should we be doing all of this? Probably not. We've also got rotten flesh and bones. Bones are actually really handy. We should definitely take advantage of those. But there we go. That's at least enough stuff taken out of here. We'll put our ingots in here too. Sure, why not? Let's have our copper ingot be in the side. Because it's going to go iron, copper, and gold. So we're going to make sure we keep those there. And now let's make some beds. So we need 15 to make 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Except making white beds is the saddest thing we can do. Sure, these are villagers, but that doesn't mean we should be inhumane about it. And so we use our poppies, and we'll maybe grow some more, honestly, to make sure we have at least 2 red beds. And maybe some other colors, actually, too. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's go back. I've decided that actually, let's go back for those bones, and let's do this. So, yeah, I think this area over here, it'll be on the outside of the trench, or we'll have a bridge over to it or something, but like connected to this same waterway, because we need to make this area intersafe anyway. We're gonna have our lovely thing. So first step first, make some flowers. Not white flowers, ideally. Red flowers, there we go. Or maybe yellow. Yeah, let's go for some yellows. Or let's go for blue. There we go. So we'll make more blues. Pro tip, if you bone mill a particular flower, you can guarantee you get more of that one itself. So we'll actually take the yellow too, and we'll have 1 yellow, 2 blues, 1 yellow, and we could also make a light blue bed. You know, should we go for fun mixtures of colors? I kind of like that idea. So then we make a white dye, which can make a pink dye, right? No, you can't make a pink dye. It's not red and white. It is red and white. Oh, I haven't made the red dyes yet. So then we make one of these into pink. And now we can make ourselves every bed be a different color. So red bed, pink bed, blue bed, yellow bed. This really is a very wacky series. And then wait, we've already got the pink one. Oh, we've already got 5 beds. Oh no, we need to make a light blue. So then we make a light blue bed. And look at that, internet. Do you see how I've magically, with no effort whatsoever, ended up with a little bit of a village happening here. With some water next to it too. So, yeah, we will have a village house be like here. And then a village house be here. And then here. And then, you know, I think we should just be proud of ourselves for making so many funky colors. And I don't know what happened to my yellow dye. I feel like I had one. Did it go on the ground? Is it... Didn't I have a yellow dye, internet? Did I use it on one of these without realizing? Pretty sure I didn't. Where is it? Did it... Well, there we go. It's gone. I wish that bone meal trick worked on Java, says Silverfish Stone. Oh, is that one of those elusive bedrock exclusives that is actually substantially better? That's useful to know. So yeah, we're going to keep on breeding sheep as we go, though. Always important to keep growing these. And I guess we're going with a... You turned the yellow bed light blue. Oh, it changed. Rather than dyeing the white bed, it dyed the yellow bed. Well, that makes sense, I guess. So now we've got 5 separate spare beds. I guess we could also afford to dye our own bed, right? I think it's actually red already. You know what? Red is perfect. Just like the announcement I used for this stream. See, seems like a fitting way to do it. I'm gonna maybe breed a few more pigs out here. Just in case these get struck by lightning somehow. It's important we have more survivors if we can. So we'll just breed a few extra pigs. This is my future, by the way. Having lightning strike these pigs is my everything right now. So just feed a few more. It's very tricky to really get actual feeding happening, but it's fine. You can breed the beds to make different colors. Ah, you breed a red bed with a blue bed and you get a purple bed. Also, how does NASA organize a party? They plan it. I like that, range peeps. Thank you. Also, in Fireman I'm Golems is worth it because you can get an anvil pretty quick and start messing with enchantments. For Daniel A, use a cactus to kill them since there's no lava. Yeah, I am so excited for when we get our first villager because then we can trade with Wandering Traders, right? So imagine we had emeralds right now. This is what we would be able to get. We would get, first of all, pink coral. We could actually, I mean, that's kind of cool. We don't need dandelions. We don't need light gray dye. We don't need oxide. Melon seeds and packed ice. We cannot get ice any other way, by the way. I really want to stack up all the way to world height to prove this. But like, I feel like we might be better off not doing that, given that we know it achieves nothing. And so, but yeah, if you're not already familiar, there's a useful fact for you. Dye the sheep themselves for infinite colored wool, says Banana Memes. When you don't have shears, it does not work that way. Your laugh is so wholesome, says Fighter Twins. Thank you very much. I bet your laugh is wholesome too. I think most people enjoy hearing other people laugh. Like, tell me, maybe that's wrong. Maybe actually there are people who are like, no. I find it fun. I find it more, I don't know what accent this is going to be. It's going to be like a Dutch accent, but it end up going a little bit, you know, stereotypical accent that always ends up there. Let's throw these seeds in the chest for now. We can come back to those later. And so now we'll do another round of breeding sheep. The babies are going to take forever to grow up, but at least there'll be more babies to grow up now. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about the all of the mobs, really. The only thing I'm not feeling good about is this thunderstorm, because I know that just because I've been waiting longer for the thunderstorm, it doesn't make it more likely all of a sudden that it'll appear. How many Spanish people does it take to change a light bulb? One. Is that offensive? Someone's gonna have to hit me up and let me know. Toy Cat, your face is not how I imagine it, says Caroline Ferrikel. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I think face to voice is one of those weird things for a lot of people. I think so many YouTubers who like deliberately don't show their face get this huge pressure because they know that everyone is going to have this opinion on face meets voice. You know, it's like radio stars before the days of the video or whatever. You could say, in fact, that video killed the radio star. You could say that if you wanted to. But, no, it's also finally caught you live first time here, my dude, says Gary Armstrong. Good to see you, Gary Armstrong. I'm glad you managed to come along for what might be our biggest grind, waiting for lightning. There's nothing we can do to affect this, but yet it's everything too. Everything in our world is reliant on something that is going to randomly happen if we do the only thing we can, which is waiting a huge amount of time. We're also going to, of course, build some villager houses and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. But still, it's, yeah, we need to be so careful with these villagers, by the way. Like, we need to make sure there is 0 chance a zombie comes near them. Imagine we go through all of the effort to get a villager, and then, oopsie, they get raided. It's all over. So yeah, kind of kind of scary stuff, I guess I'd say. Superflat survival seems hard about caves and other loot. I think anytime you add challenge to Minecraft, you make it into an interesting experience from another point of view. And so yeah, the point of view here, you can affect by not sleeping, says Natasha Bell. Yeah, no, it's not a terrible theory. By the way, try not to use all caps. That is an automatic. You know, like it's one of those like aggressive yelling features where it's like, you know, you don't need to do this. But yeah, if we only go to sleep when we get rain, right? Because we need thunder, not rain. Rain is the one weather effect where we know we're not getting thunderstorm right now. Also goat. Sadly, no goats. Interesting experience, one block at a time, says Tadams587. So first of all, yeah, I regret not trying to beat Minecraft in that sooner. Like, I feel like I missed the boat because I was out being busy all day Saturday. No sleeping. Should we go for the no sleeping even during this thing? Also, if you're worried about raid, you can set the villager in a 1x1 cell on top of leaks. Raiders won't spawn on leaks. Oh no, I'm worried about mob spawning. Like, it's obviously easy to fix. We just have to make it impossible for mobs to spawn within 4 chunks of the village. But it's just like, what if something gets through? There are so many cases where that will happen. Yes, no sleeping, I agree. So, Instant says there's a thunder count and a rain count, and you need both at the same time. Turn rain into thunder. Fine, you know, whenever I hear enough people say something, I'm like, oh, no, have I misunderstood this whole time? Thunder, Minecraft. So, thunderstorm. Thunderstorms are an uncommon and temporary effect. When the rain counter counts down to 0, when it reaches 0, rain is toggled on or off. When the rain is turned on, the counter is reset to a value between 12,000 and 23,000 ticks, 0.5 to 1 days. And when the rain is turned off, the counter is reset to so up to 7.5 days till there's another rain. Like the rain counter, the thunder counter also toggles thunder off when it reaches 0, but clear weather overrides the on state. When thunder is turned on, the thunder counter is reset to 3 to 13 minutes. When thunder is turned off, the counter resets to up to 7.5 days. Thunder can occur in the game only when the rain and thunder states are on at the same time. Oh, I assumed because of the way the weather works, they were entirely separate bits of weather, right? But apparently no, you need to have rain for your random thunder chance to happen. So when it's rainy, you've got to sit there and you've got to keep on fishing. So we can be excited about rain, that's what I'm saying. Which is counterintuitive. So, yeah, Moose Cylinder says, some wandering traders spawn as gilded traders. They look slightly different, but drop gold ingots when killed. It's been a funny ride coming along with people for this. Because some people are amazed and they're like, here to learn. Some people are like, oh, here's this great thing I learned from watching a Minecraft video 3 years ago on a different version of the game. And some people are like, you know what, I'm just here for the chaos. Let me tell you about something crazy. The gilded trader. Because that's as much good as your... Oh, God, no. I love how longer seeds cause the beta preview debug info to not fit on the screen. Oh, is that why it doesn't fit? I guess because it's centered, but around a bigger world type. Honestly, if you think about it, having a world seed for this world at all is silly. Oh, that'd have been a good April Fool's video, huh?
Sorry, you had 2 phone theft / attempts. I think it was a Samsung Note. When you were recording walking in another country a few years back. Here is April's tax lol.
If you want to know what's really crazy, so yeah, I had a, I think mugging's not quite right either. Let's call it a phone theft. Yeah, I have been through 2 phone thefts that were exactly the same, but then even worse, I've been stolen from on a train a 3rd time. So in the last I think it was 20. Yeah, I think in the last 5 or 6 years, I have had 3 theft attempts on. Yeah, let's just say been robbed in public 3 times. It by very quick moving and maybe not necessarily aggressive, but potentially aggressive people. But it's one of those, and like, that's first of all, it's like a terrifying stat to like say out loud like that. It's like this reminder of like how untrustworthy. It's how you know, like, okay, we kind of need to, for a lot of things, just believe in the public good, you know, the fact that most people are aiming to do some amount of good most of the time. Also, there's an Enderman. I hope he didn't steal one of my blocks. Should we throw our fishing rod at him? That worked pretty well. Yeah, it's Toycat and peaceful. It really does look like it. But, oh no, what did I do? No. Okay, I'm gonna go fishing underwater for a bit now. I'm just gonna play it safe under here for a bit. Wait till he gives up on me. Yeah, I'm pretty good down here, thank you very much. You can come in the water anytime you like, buddy. You can just you can get me right here. Actually, should we kill an Enderman? See, every time you don't want to fight an Enderman, they're so much better at like chasing after you than when you do want to fight them. See, this is actually a pretty cool way to protect against Enderman. You want to fight, buddy? I kind of just want to have an ender pearl. Wait, if he picks up grass, I could actually get a grass block from him. Like, he's not going to. But, like, I'm just saying, it's technically possible. So we want to fight from, like, the side. Oh, no. Ah, I knew he would mess up my crops. See, right, the moment that I actually decide I want to finish him off, he becomes such a nightmare to deal with. Okay, so we got an ender pearl. Oh, and there you can see there's a skeleton and there's a zombie trying to go for the wandering trader. We got plenty of mobs around us. Let's hope none of those cause me any issues. Don't you need 2 golden apples to start the village? I do need 2 golden apples to start a village. It is very nuts the amount of stuff I'm actually going to need. Some Endermen are known as Gilded Endermen and turn any block they pick up into a netherite block. That's true, Orange Brian Smith. Also, the fact that you have 2 accounts is very strange. At some point, we're going to have to... Whatever, you know what? If you... It's fine. Don't you need a boat to easily take down Enderman? You don't need anything if you do. If you believe in yourself, you don't need anything. You can be a strong, independent Minecrafter who don't need no boat if you put your mind to it. Do you have 2 apples even? I have so many apples. I have enough that I can make a lot of golden apples. It's fine. Like, I wish there was a way to breed zombie piglins together or something like that. I mean, think about it. How do so many piglins happen otherwise? There's no explanation for it, and I'm very sad. Yeah, I used to keep a kitchen. Oh, Christ. G to G early, but I hope you have a good day and good luck. Hopefully you'll get thunder. Also, thank you. First of all, thank you, Sacred Rain Shadows. Second of all, man, whoever said it looked like I was in peaceful, I was thinking like, wow, it kind of does. And the moment I started thinking that out loud, now it's not, now it doesn't look like peaceful anymore. Now I've got to deal with this. It's a nightmare. I don't want to deal with this. I think the cool thing I could probably do is I could sit there farming villagers. Farming at the iron farm if I wanted to for a bit. And it'd be a bit easier than before. But yeah, given the number of mobs, I think it's time to just like chill a little bit back from where all of those mobs currently are. You need approximately 144 golden nuggets to craft 2 golden apples. That is too many, some would say. That is that's a lot. That's a lot of mobs we're gonna have to kill. But fortunately, there's a 1 in 40 chance of getting the golden nugget, so it brings our total normal amount down. But it's still a lot higher than we would want, I would say. So we'll place a barrel here, and this barrel is going to be for the weird, unique items that we need to collect some amount of, you know? So that way we can stop storing them in the main chest here, and we can start moving them there. Because this chest is going to get polluted. And so a barrel. Just don't die of that curse of vanishing bow, says Endermine. Man, yeah, it'd be such a tragedy if that did actually happen. We will go through great lengths to make sure it doesn't. Oh, I had a fun idea, by the way. Eventually I'm gonna get a saddle. Right, that's just a given. That I will end up with a saddle. We can get not only a donkey, like a few people have suggested. We could get a horse for when we need to ride around the world. And we could go on a road trip. I mean, we wouldn't go anywhere exciting. But we could, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Keep some health potions on you. Actually, yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Like as a last minute, everything goes terrible backup. To make sure I don't, now that I have like a real incentive not to die, I think that I should do that. I think that's actually a really good idea. Because sometimes really bad things happen, and a potion of health might get me out of there. And because obviously wasting a golden apple is like beyond even thinking about. We're not even gonna seriously consider that. That might be, that's a fun alternative. Do you actually have 200 something pigs in that hole? It's 100 something. It's very hard to get a more accurate feel than that. Because again, we just kind of feed carrots to them, and then we're like relatively sure that more pigs are happening because we're getting experience. Like it doesn't look like more pigs anymore because there's just so many in there that the concept of looking like more is a little bit abstract. But that's part of the fun, really, isn't it? So if this is where the potatoes begin, we're going to plant a big old line of carrots all the way down to there. And then we're also going to harvest some of these. Oh, look how fast the carrots have started growing. Alternatively, we've just committed to like grinding for so long that like carrots grow fast just by comparison to the sheer hours we're putting into this. Okay, so yeah, according to what I read, again, I should confirm whether it's different for bedrock. According to what I read, we have to wait for rain, and then in that rain we have to hope that thunder is coincidentally already on, or it turns on during the course of the rain. So we actually want a nice long rain without thunder. Contrary to the idea that they are two separate weather types with their own counters and one blocks the other, you need one to get the other. And that is, that's very different. So, once everything is done, find or breed the fastest horse you can, says Moose Cylinder. I mean, even before then, is there no benefit to... No, there's no benefit at all. I think we could breed... I guess we should make a mule and not a donkey by taking advantage of a fast horse. For real, I feel as though mules are one of the most underrated Minecraft features. You know, it's just a better donkey. You know, like horses, at least there's some argument for keeping those. Like, I don't need no extra inventory. But, the horse has got you covered. Something I was thinking about recently is, internet. By the way, but I just want to mention...
if you need some lower level mobs going further, that would probably help.
I don't think that local difficulty exists on Bedrock. I don't know for sure that it doesn't, but it definitely works differently on Bedrock than it does in Java. Random dumb question: will you ever make this world tourable at all? I guess if people really want it, we could add it to the creative world mega merge. Just make it every single one of these weird additional projects. That's a fun idea, actually. Will the game crash if there's too many pigs turning to piglins at once, says Shadow Dragon? Let's really hope not. Let's really hope that's not how that works. Yeah, I've never considered that, because lightning's meant to strike one mob, right? If it strikes a few, that's probably programmed for. But 174 mobs all changing type immediately. You know, it's effectively spawning 174 mobs and killing 174 at the same time. It's gonna be like 200 something by the time we're done. But like, you know, is that what the game is ready for? I certainly hope it is, but I don't know that it is. Wish there was a way to remove curses, though that would defeat the purpose. Yeah, it kind of would. That is the tragic thing. Also, I love how many pigs we've just... Like, this started as being like 10 pigs in a hole. But, you know, if you believe in yourself, your 10 pigs in a hole can be a far too large number of them too, you know. So we've got more sheep now. Some of them have started to grow up, which is very good news. And we're also going to breed some more cows, just to make sure that my stocks on this don't go too low. There's a lot of cows to be fed. Now means I can fire some arrows at them and not feel bad about it. And so now let's go find a... No, we can't take advantage of the donkey till we get the saddle. I'm surprised. We got like 2 name tags. We got the enchanted fishing rod, the enchanted bow. We still don't have a saddle. So that's what we're gonna hope for, I guess. Make sure the pigs don't revolt against you. I've read my political literature, and let me tell you, it's okay. If they revolt against me, they'll just start wearing my clothes and running my live streams anyway. And then they'll be like, but it's different because now it's pigs. You know, that's how Animal Farm really be. I was thinking about something recently, because oftentimes, whenever something bad happens, and, you know, a couple of people in chat have mentioned how something bad has happened to them recently. And by the way, it's good to see you, Emily Fellows. But, yeah, I've been thinking about the idea that, like, when something bad happens, it's like, yeah, you know what the advice is? Stay busy. And it's like this way of distracting from this current emotional thing. You know, like I want to mention that the very minor bad thing, perhaps you could say, of like having a valuable belonging that, because everyone sees a phone as kind of an extension of them, having this like extension of you almost, be you know, with all your valuables stored inside of there, your bank details, your whatever else, having this be stolen by a dude on the street solely because he's like, yeah, I want a bit of money, so that I can, you know, do whatever it is. You know, like, I'd like to believe that he's stealing phones to raise money for Ukraine. You know what? Isn't it funny that, like, no one ever does that? And you wouldn't see someone as a good person if they did that. Even though, like, you know, if you want to stimulate the economy, steal money from people, invest it in things people care about, and now I'll have to go out and buy a new phone. I'll bring jobs to the, you know, the Samsung store or whatever. And
why did Beethoven get rid of all his chickens? All they did was balk, balk, balk. Chicken sale at work today.
That's
Thank you for bringing me back to sanity.
I do enjoy that joke. Thank you very much. I had a little, you know, like that's high quality. I'm glad you're being brought back to sanity. You know, are things bad? Have you considered staying busy? See, that's where I'm taking this one. I feel as though like being busy is like an easy way to just like push emotions off to the side, though. And I wonder if that is a good thing. I mean, obviously on surface level, no. On deeper level, also no. But I had a very close call with Dead for, you know, I don't know what that is. But yeah, like I wonder if like we almost have this like obsession, because when you look at people who work these 100-hour-a-week jobs, like I was reading about investment bankers, and like famously, I'm sure you know this, like people who make these like investment pitches for mergers and stuff, they are the people getting paid $250,000 or $500,000 a year, like making the amounts of money that are like astronomical. Because obviously, like when you think of actual astronomical, you're thinking of like you're like, wait, $500,000 isn't astronomical, Toy Cat, and it's like, yeah. There are people who earn more than that, but they're like creating like wealth. They're not earning wealth. They're building it from scratch by you make a business and then people pay you for your share of that business, etc., etc., etc. But you know, the highest paid jobs are generally like the very top that etc. And I was reading about their jobs, and it's like, yeah, you spend about 100 hours a week preparing sales pitches for people, and then when you make those sales pitches, most of the time they don't go through. You'll spend absurd amount of hours like working on like, okay, here's why you should use our bank to do this big corporate thing you need to do, and it's just a known fact that 95% of that time you put in, the client says, no, we've decided to go with someone else, you know. And so the reason I mentioned that is because that sounds like spending all of your life working on a job that effectively achieves nothing. Every now and then you will achieve something big, I guess, kind of like, you know, YouTube, where I spend 90% of my time working on videos that people see far less than the remaining 10% or whatever. Also, steal phones for Ukrainians. Thank you, that just made my day. Also, enjoy Italy. I mean, like, why? Surely there is a decent argument that if you are a phone thief right now, if that's how you make your living, you can do your bit for Ukraine too. Steal an extra phone a day, and then donate the proceeds, because you have a guy who you sell your phones to. Donate the proceeds to Ukraine. I think that that's the thing. Also, I work 60 hours a week. I couldn't imagine working 100 plus. Yeah, even in like the peak of when I was, I guess some people wouldn't call it working, so I'll say working in air quotes, during like the biggest growth in the channel. Like I think it would always top out at like 80-ish hours a week, because, you know, even if you take a single day off for it, even if you just take like part of your evenings for yourself, you start to like, and even then that's like your whole life feels dedicated. Even at 40 hours a week, it's not your whole life being dedicated to something, but it's like half your life by the time you include, you know, sleeping, commuting, eating, showering for work, etc. So like the idea of like dedicating your whole life to something that makes you miserable most of the time is something that sounds impossible to imagine. And I think, I worry, I wonder, do all of these like super, you know, like there's lots of positions in that like level. Maybe you could say stuff like, ooh, the executives of the world, the accountants of the, you know, the partner level accountants and law people of the world. They live, everything they do is their job. Like, it is all they think about, it is all they do. Is this like, and you know, like they do achieve some good for the world, right? Like law firms probably do a lot of bad things, but probably more good than bad. Accountants, you know, like even though... Also, so I'm digging a giant hole in Bedrock Edition. I sleep every night if it isn't raining. Some Minecraft mornings it is raining on Realms. Realms runs a different version of Minecraft to the rest of the game. So it has its own weird set of bugs. Kind of keep that in mind, you know. Being mostly miserable makes you appreciate the good things more, I guess, says Dan Cart. Yeah, I bet when you do have your once-a-week holiday, and you spend the absurd amount of money that you've just, like, had stacking up, that you really appreciate so much more what you're doing there. Or maybe you don't. Maybe the same people spend the whole time being miserable and being like, I need to get back to, you know, focusing on, like, doing this wealth production or whatever it is that they're doing. But, like, on a much smaller scale than that, because, again, I think about all the time why, like, it's an impossible question to answer, like, why do people do the things that they do when those things seem incredibly unpleasant to everyone besides them? And the answer is you can't really find a decent answer. Fence floor. Make a fishing farm, you have all the materials you need. I think that the whole spirit of this has never been AFK stuff, right? Like, sure, we can go AFK and but unless it's like a necessary thing, should we go AFK? Also loving the thumbnail, says Leon EG. I'm glad you're liking them. We've got I did a bunch of faces so Harrison could like what's the word? Crop them, throw them on a thumbnail. And it's been doing some good stuff. So I think you should enlarge your fishing pool. Yeah, I think if we take it out an extra layer in each direction, because I don't think the 5x5x4 rule is real, but at the very least it'll look slightly more aesthetically pleasing if we make this larger, right? Also, if you're in that situation, being a holiday can mean you're sad, you're wasting time, not making money. I think that, like, people who really enjoy their jobs get that a lot. You know, you have, like, two types of very... In my, like, experience, you have, like, two types of, like, wealthy, successful individuals. There's, like, the type who are like, yes, I got here because I live, eat, sleep, breathe the thing that I do. And then there's people who are like, oh, yeah, when I'm on work time, I live, eat, sleep, breathe it. Otherwise, though, I have a swell time. I own an island. I spend a month of my... Every March, I just spend on the island. You know, like, like, eccentric people, basically, right? Which, when you think about it, you ever consider the word eccentric as, like, this is something that you would see as crazy if it was a homeless person doing? But because, like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, you know, it can't be too crazy because they're, you know, they're an extremely wealthy individual. But I feel like we should question that judgment more and say, wait a minute, this should be crazy no matter what. This should be considered the next level. But also, to move back to what we were saying, yeah, I think I wonder sometimes though, like, what if all the benefit that comes from people who do these crazy extra hour weeks is actually just them trying to avoid something awful in their life, you know? Because again, people use busyness as a way to, like, bypass issues sometimes. What if they're all, you know, because there must be some, again, the well-adjusted man of the island who just didn't, what do we get? Unbreaking Power Punch. You think I'd get out of bed for an Unbreaking Power Punch bow, Minecraft? Disappointed. This will be disenchantment bait. We don't want to keep this around for itself. Some things are crazy no matter who does it, other things are situational. I think you've got a pretty small list. You know, like, I think that most things you do, if you're pretty self-confident about it, people aren't really so bothered. It's when you're not sure about something that other people also become not sure, and they start to be like, should you be doing this thing that you don't look like you should be doing? Yeah, it's interesting. Also, I think I can understand workaholics, but I think everyone needs a break for sanity's sake. But what if the same thing that normal people get from a break, you can get from working, you know? Like if someone took their entire life as break, right? You wouldn't say to them, you are crazy. I think to some extent maybe we should start saying that, like, you never contribute anything to this big glob of society that we call work. You need to do something for the greater good, blah, blah, blah. But you'd never say that. That's you. If someone's entire life was break or holiday or whatever you want to call time off for yourself, you know, that would be like a good job moment, right? But if it's the reverse, it's different. You know, because you assume that whatever value that you can get from work, you can probably get in that space anyway. Like if you spend your whole life taking cruises around the world, or you spend all of your days, I don't know, playing Minecraft and trying to get Thunderstorm going. But yeah, I think that in these cases, also, you know, if you could bum all the dirt underwater for some nice coral fans and stuff, that'd be a nice color boost. Yeah, that's my plan to do that. When I've made more of a because I'm trying to make it more of a gradual incline around this main area. Then we can bone mill there to make it look a little bit more like a little bit less like just a big cube that has water on it, and more like an actual place, you know. Should dye some leather armor to look like iron armor to mess with people. Should make it look like netherite armor, right? Oh, I can't. I guess, yeah, iron armor, I guess I can do. It's a good idea, Riggins, Rally Girl. I went through something called autism burnout, so I can understand people. I think a lot of mental health communities take some part of the existing human condition and they take insert mental health issue part here and they throw it in front of there. And it's like, so I get this thing, you're not going to believe this. Sometimes I feel kind of like I've not been, you know, I feel kind of sad, I guess is how I would say it. I like to call it depression, sad, I guess not depression. Yeah, this anxiety, sadness, you know. Do you ever get like, you ever get sad you're not hanging out with friends? That's what I like to call the social anxiety, loneliness, you know. It's like I understand why it's important to like work out the difference between your weaknesses, your strengths, and all this stuff. It's great that you're finding communities of people who share these traits. I also feel as though like, can we not just admit that like there are lots of parts of the human experience which are really negative and it feels like no one else is sharing. Unlike that, though, one of the best parts of the human experience is hearing pig step when someone becomes a channel member. Thank you so much, Gary Armstrong. It means so much to me that you decided to join the member train today. It's been a really good stream for that today. It's been exciting. Yeah, I imagine an item that can start rain/thunderstorms. If you took Minecraft in a very wacky direction, you could probably start to include that sort of stuff, right? If you had more weird bosses with more weird items that they dropped, you could have a boss that drops a weather totem, or teleportation or whatever else. What is the wife count, says Myra V? We're still below where we were at the start of the year. But I think we'll be like right back up to it after this one. I think if we don't have a big count on screen next stream, we could use the member counter for it, right? Oh, what do we get? What do we get? Again? So like twice? Yep. Again, twice. Also, I love how much less we have to, I'm loving how much less we have to, eat now, like, because obviously our food is going so much further. Also, we're getting far too much cod. It's a problem. Hey, Adam Incarnato! Thank you for becoming a channel member. It's got the same thing, by the way. The benefit of like, it is, you know, partly you're doing it because you want to be part of the slightly cooler club. You get the green name. It's more recognizable to other members. They'll all spot you and know that you're a part of this community. You're not someone who like bounces in and out, etc. Part of it is like, well, I like to support the cat, and a monthly contribution to that is a really helpful way to make all the smooths and edges of the streaming line out. Want to see more of this, etc. And then a part of it is like, actually, I just want to see you bathe in Iron Brew, toy cat. And I guess you'll never know which one of those it is. I wish farming was a bit more complex, says Grumpy asks so. Yeah, I think every mechanic in Minecraft is very simple in some places. And people argue it should be more complex. But all the complex mechanics, I don't think are very interesting. Like, what's the most complex mechanic in Minecraft, and is it fun? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Give the cat some lobster rolls. Exactly, give the cat some lobster rolls. Green, isn't it blue? It's green for me. Is it blue for anyone else? Our membership's blue now? Or is everyone just colorblind in chat? I think that, also, Noob's paying to see toy cats in Iron Brew and not using someone else's account. See, I mean, you can brag about that, but that's just saying, like, oh, imagine supporting people you liked. I try to find ways not to support things I like, but still get all the benefits. Look how smart I am. I have this. I don't think that's a smartness thing as much as it is like people people generally do prefer convenience above all else. Like we pretend that people want to support, like, I don't know, the Lion King or whatever else, but in reality it's like, well, no, you want to watch it, and it just so happens the amount to watch it is less than your economic value you place on whatever. But I also think that it's true that most people would prefer to, all other options being equal, do something in the way that helps the people that make the thing if they really enjoy the thing. Also, do you know wandering traders sell cocoa beans? I do know that. In fact, I have a wandering trader. I guess I don't anymore. I guess he either died or despawned. I had a wandering trader who sold that very same thing, actually. So yeah, we're gonna make this dirt layer a lot thinner, just so we can place some bone meal here and make the underground go prettier. So it'd be cool if Superflats had biomes, says Dan Karts. Yeah, I think that there is a fair argument for having super flat biomes, or flat biomes, I guess. This isn't technically super flat. It is just regular amount of flat. Also, yeah, our carrots are growing so fast now that we don't care about it as much. We'll have our second chest go here because our dirt chest is now dangerously full, right? I think though that how do you make a flat world survival without disabling achievements? They made it possible to make a flat world survival without disabling achievements. Then they disabled it in a later beta, kind of implying that it was a mistake. That's the okay, you know, this is a problem Minecraft has. Like it's kind of like a corporate issue. Individual developers can't just decide to add fun features anymore, because like if they want to make a decision about how to make Minecraft more fun, they need to get it approved by people who work on specifically those things, right? Making Minecraft more fun. There's a whole team for that. And that, on the surface, is actually probably a good thing in some places. But there's this issue on centralization of power that's always you're always gonna upset someone depending on how you decide on it. Okay, we're gonna have a third chest around this little thing, and we're gonna put it over here. And then this is where the chest for just excess stuff goes. Okay, this time it's raining, and now we know we deliberately wait until it thunderstorms. Okay, I think I'm even gonna go as far as to say this is thunderstorm day. I'm gonna be that optimistic, chat. I am breeding the pigs, and I'm assuming they're gonna get lit up today. I think it's happening. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it, internet? I hope you're feeling it. When will we get a carrot block? Also, I think we might be literally running to the max of what can fit in there. Yeah, it's very hard to feed more pigs at this point. We're doing the best we can. pigs getting lit. Nom 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 nom. There's so many of these things at this point. Like, I guess if we feed enough in the same pile, they must be able to breed. Yeah, we've fed a lot, and we are slowly getting experience. And now we just gotta hope the final bit of the deal comes in, which is, of course, getting that thunder. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep on breeding pigs. We can breed them every minute, so it means that we can actually make a... Oh, I guess we don't want the baby pigs to turn into zombie piglinettes, though. Or zombie piglin... What would you call it? A baby zombie pigman? Zombie piglin, sorry. I guess we can just wait for them to grow up, assuming they do grow up. Actually, chat, do baby zombie piglins turn into adults? If not, are they just worthless to us? Are we wasting our time by making them? I don't know the answers to any of this. Kind of just goofing off over here. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Zombie piglets. That's cute. Okay, so... Oh, man. I think the baby ones drop gold, though. Oh, so it doesn't actually matter if we have a ton of baby zombie piglets. Perfect. Okay, so... This is absolute carnage and insanity. Like, there's so many that they push each other into, like, these little stacks in the corners. But as long as we can keep feeding, we will keep feeding. So yeah, by the way, the way we get thunder is we don't sleep, because there's a tiny chance, like, that in the next 13 minutes or something, lightning strikes. Oh my gosh, this is just so much. More pigs? Can we feed them? We're just like really trying to click on the particular piglins, or particular pigs that we can. I think we're just about maxed out though. I think this is as much as we're ever gonna do. Oh, maybe not. Every now and then one just goes through anyway. Okay. This is my pig pile. This is definitely close to 200 pigs. If you include the babies in there, this is close to 200 pigs. Baby zombie piglins are Peter Pan. They never grow up. It actually makes sense if you think about it, that baby zombies don't grow into adult zombies. Because, you know, like, zombies are, by definition, like, they stop growing and aging like normal humans do. And so I guess it does make sense that a baby zombie never grows up, because it's kind of frozen in time. Like, a baby zombie can be 100 years old, but imagine a baby human being bit, or like a toddler. That toddler is now not going to grow into an adult because he is dead. He's also undead because, you know, we use interesting definitions. Also, why did the carrots stop stacking after 59? Why did they make a new stack? It's very interesting stuff. So let's see if we can feed a few more of these. Turns out we actually can, quite easily too. Let's feed as many as we can, I guess. Oh man, we're feeding a lot now. This is what I'm talking about. I'm so ready to see this happen. In my mind now, I don't even believe that that's going to create 200 zombie piglins at once. Like, I really hope, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, at some stage. Apparently that stage is not now, though. So plant the wheat so we get a little bit more. Grab the... Just put these in here for now. And then also we're going to breed sheep. That's something we can't forget is important. Oh, wait, if we dyed some sheep, I see how that could make us more wool now. What color do we need the most? Probably black. But we don't have a black sheep. We'll just keep breeding them. We can deal with this later. So, is there a block bay babies can fit through that adults can? Yeah, we could totally do that. We could fit them into a different space. Kill them first, and then it'll be good. Okay, next step is make a couple more shovels, or, more realistically, grab a couple more shovels out of the wooden toolbox. And, yeah, we're going to dig the ocean a little bit. Also, we should probably... whatever, it's fine. So, I think you might be quick killing the piglins, because a second lightning strike might make kill them. I think we can go to sleep the moment lightning is struck once, right? Is there... Actually, wait, chat, let's work this out. If we go to sleep... Also, do mobs not suffocate on bedrock? There might be a certain point where they'll suffocate, but I do not know where it is if they do. So I think we're safe. Okay, so we make this nice and depthy. That's definitely a word. And then we take some of our bone meal, and we just make it very slightly prettier down there. Wait, is that seagrass? No, we need kelp, not seagrass. I mean, it is seagrass, so that's nice. We'll place one bone meal here. And then we'll place one bone meal over here. I don't know how those seagrasses are still going, but that's fine. Also, look, nice little car.
I rewatched a Java 100 Days of this challenge, and I'm amazed how much simpler life is over there.
If you have structures, life can be so much easier for you, right? I'm amazed by the difference it makes when you really think about it. So, yeah, how did you... okay, no, not going to answer that one, because, again, it's an easy question to find the answer to. Why can't you use baby zombie piglins? I think we can use them. I was just thinking, like, we want to keep them separate because it will make our killing job easier. Actually, I guess it won't. But if right now they're all in the same space, so, like, murdering 200 piglins is actually going to be, like, a time-consuming activity. Like, it will actually take us some time. Whereas, otherwise, maybe not. Otherwise, maybe not. But yeah, if everyone does this whole, like, you get busy to avoid things, then not only is, like, all of society built on the backs of, like, people avoiding very bad things that have happened, and therefore also society is built on the backs of bad things that have happened. Because it sometimes does feel like there's just this series of bad, like, you know, stuff that we all know should not happen, happens every day. You know, like, everyone knows that stealing someone's phone is wrong. And yeah, my phone was stolen, and I don't even think, I hope in my heart he was going to use the proceeds from my phone theft sale to, you know, go donate to the cause in Ukraine. I don't even think that was the case. I think this is actually not a nice guy who was trying to steal my phone and ride off with it. I think he was not a nice fellow who knew he was not doing a nice thing, but somehow managed to do it anyway. And yeah, I like, it feels as though, like, the world is built on the backs of, like, people trying to build good in one direction, and then people, like, falling down and building bad in another way, right? Like, this almost... We say good and bad, but really we're talking about the complex interactions that we all have with systems that... the complex interactions we're all having with the systems that kind of govern us in the background. And did you get the phone back? Yeah, that's what happened. If you wanna hear my recount, I had headphones on, and I pulled out my phone to change a song, and as I had my phone out, like, to, you know, like, change it, I might have also been pulling out Twitter or something. I'm not gonna pretend like I had it out for 4 seconds, but I had my phone out, and then while I had it, someone just, like, snatched it out of my hand, and, like, so my instinct, everyone has fight or flight inside of them, so my instinct is, like, sprint as fast as my body can get it going, because he rides off on a bike, and a bike is obviously something you can do quite fast. Sprint as fast as I can, like, try to just pull him off the bike. I don't know what my brain was thinking, like, but I was actually gaining on him, and I just start scream swearing, like, you know, you literally, it didn't even make much sense, like, just letting him know, you know, like, I do not approve it. I was like, I do not approve of your actions. You're gonna need to show me a charity license to let me know that this is for the cause in Eastern Europe, or I'm not gonna be okay with what's happening here. So yeah, like, after chasing him, like, it wasn't that far down the road, but it was like a huge amount of time in my mind. He drops the phone on the ground, like, from bike level, he just drops it right on the ground, like, oop, gone. Because maybe the swearing, maybe the fact that I caught up with him. But so yeah, the guy just dropped the phone on the ground. I pick it up. I damaged my headphones while running after him, which sucks, you know. Like, this guy didn't get what he wanted. Also, no, the rain didn't give us fun to chat. I'm sorry. There was no thunder from this rain. But yeah, then he drops it on the ground. And my first kind of thought was, like, that phone is dead. Like, dropping a phone on the pavement, even from your pocket, is enough to damage it most of the time, right? This guy dropped it from, like, you know, like, bike level. You know, this isn't a good situation. He has no interest in me doing good things with this phone. And so yeah, but basically, that's what happened. That was a guy behind. I saw after who was like, "Oh yeah, you okay?" And like, in my head, I'm like, you know, like, come on, man, did you just see that? And you were just, you know, okay, no, that's cool. But I was like, oh yeah, we're good, etc. And then when I got home, I was like, you know, I know that they're not gonna catch the guy. You know, like you can't find someone. All these, I've learned from the previous times I've been stolen from. That, like, actually, like, petty theft is a crime that police just act like don't exist, you know? But I was like, I should report this just so they have it on their data set that there is a phone, you know, there is a person in this area. Because if he's done it to me now, this isn't like a one-time crime, is it? This isn't like you don't steal from one person and go, this was that's done. I've done my bit for the, you know, for the cause, right? This is a guy who's likely stolen from many people before, or is going to steal from people in the future. I don't know which of those situations is true. But like, since that's a thing, I'm like, okay, I'll call up the police. You call up the police and they're like, oh, if you want to report the crime, make sure to go to our website. And it feels very wrong to go to a police website to report a crime, but I do it. They make me fill out so much about the incident. It's like, ooh, tippity-tappity, tell them all about the incident. And then this morning, literally like a few hours after I sent it, they're like, thank you for your report, Mr. Andrews. If you, just to let you know, we've closed your case because we've decided it's unlikely we would solve it. It's like, oh yeah. I mean, like, again, I knew that going into it, but there's something so, like, upsetting about, like, again, the police themselves going, yeah, we just don't think we're going to solve the crime, so we're not even going to try. We just, yeah, sorry. Sucks that that's the way you want it, huh? You want us to maybe fix what's, nah. Sorry about that. And it's just, you know, like, again, you don't expect like a solve for something this petty, but you expect like this is bad. We would like to see what we can, no, it's over. British police moment. I have an officer election tonight for my, good luck indeed. I think that in my country, petty thieves are beaten up by the people themselves, so they get caught for that reason. Police did nothing, so they took it into their own hands. You know, like that, you know, like in the Middle East, if you are caught stealing, they chop off your hand, and that's like very over the top, right? But everyone agree, like that's the reason why, like, these people know, like, it doesn't take a genius to know that stealing is wrong. Like, it's not like this deep moral code that you have to learn from a place of good. But it's also interesting that in spite of the fact that everyone knows that it's wrong, some people do it anyway, right? Some people do, not only, it's not only just a great wrong, it's a great wrong to a fellow citizen, a fellow, in this case, someone who lives in the same area as me, right? Someone is, not everywhere in the Middle East though. Yeah, I guess I'm talking about like the historic, because of the intermingling of religion and law and extreme versions of that, right? I guess I'm, you know, like, it's like saying in America, people are fat. Not all Americans are fat. Also, some people consider America to be two continents, and like, so it's like, you know, let's not bog ourselves down in the non-specificity. But yeah, I just think it's a weird thing that every time you are on the wrong end of something, the government is very, very quick to make sure that you know, like, the situation with, I wanted a driving license, like, I did all the prerequisites, I even did the test, and they're like, great, send this letter off, and in a week, we'll give you the driving license, and make sure it has your correct address in it. And then, like, weeks and weeks and weeks pass, and I try to call them, they've shut down their phone lines because of COVID. And this is, by the way, this is late 2021, this isn't, like, early pandemic, this is, like, this is years into the pandemic when they could have made staff work from home. They're like, sorry, because of the current situation, we just don't answer emails or phone calls. It will happen when it happens, I guess, lol. And so, like, that's their reaction, right? When you need something from the government, they're like, yeah, when we get to it, we'll get to it. You know, I need help from the police. I send them, give them a call. They're like, oh, we'd prefer an email. And then when they get to the email, they're like, oh, that case seems pretty hard for us to solve. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do to help you with that big loss that you've now suffered. And And so then, conversely, I'm riding around an electric scooter, which is legal in the UK as long as you rent it and you don't own it. Owning it, like, it's a weird loophole to do with, like, how insurance and blah 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 blah. But you can rent you can rent an electric scooter in the UK. You can't own one. There are police on the streets. The moment they stepped out into traffic, risking my life to stop me and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can watch the video if you don't believe I'm saying, like, stop, and, like, actually stopping me in my tracks, and then talking to me for half an hour and fining me, taking like, money, etc., etc., etc. Same with, like, I once got on a train, and there was no ticket machine. There was no one on the train selling tickets when there should have been. I get out on the other end, and there is it's a British Transport Police, but it's still police, right, who is, like, deep in the, I don't care about wasting your time. I don't care about the fact that, like, you couldn't have bought a ticket. You are, as far as I'm concerned, a breaker of the law who's doing some real bad stuff here. And it's like, the one-sided thing. It sucks that the support goes one way in big systems. Asymmetrical relationships, right? Like, you can, Toy Cat, why not rent your own e-scooter? You have to be in a council accredited, like, it's literally not even like any business can rent a scooter. Only one company, I think it's sometimes two, but, like, the council has to accredit you as a business before they'll do it. And, so as a result, they make a monopoly, sometimes a duopoly, on electric scooter ownership that is legal in an area, because that's what safety is. But we're not talking about e-scooters here today. I think it's dumb, but, like, it's not my issue. Sorry, can't catch your phone, Thief, because all these non-rented e-scooters keeping us busy 24/7. That's legitimately true, right? They can say we don't have the resources to deal with it, but if they have the number of people I saw on that one bridge that one day, and I've read news, they have crack teams that go out to enforce all these various. It's like, even if there are limited resources, which there is, like, of course, we live in a world where there are a finite number of things you can buy, and it's like, the priority would rather be taking money from people who are using e-scooters in the wrong way, or, like, finding people, the dumbest things in society, whereas actually there's these very big issues that are happening, but, like, those would be complicated, so what are we gonna do about that? And because, like, in reality, I think people will, like, say it's like it's such a, again, that's the thing, like, this is a big body of power, in this case the Metropolitan Police. They've got power over about 8 to 9 million citizens. This is a very big organization that has very big goals. And so, are they making the decision to prosecute, illegal electric vehicle ownership over catching people who are committing, like, petty theft crimes? That, again, like, I'm so lucky that I've already been through the theft thing. Like, it's a psychological mess because you don't feel safe for so long. Even today, pulling out my phone because I needed to check directions, I had to, like, triple check it's, it's a mess when you're, like, stolen from. It's not just, oh yeah, I lost a piece of property that's got a value the better part of $1,000, because that's what phones are. We carry these super expensive things with us. Also, when someone says they reported witnessing an abusive couple at work, they just said, nah, sorry. It's true, right? Is that an organization that is just dumb? They don't, like, or, like, maybe evil, you could say. Not evil, but, like, poorly prioritizing resources to think that X is more important than Y? Or do they have the much higher level up where they realize that actually there is just this small... All it takes for people to start going anarchy and committing crimes is to think that they won't be caught. And so you need to catch a tiny number of people in every discipline. I'm sure every day they do catch someone who is his thieving. But as someone who's been a victim of crime and a victim of police, I'd like to believe. I guess you could... Is that being a victim, or is that being a legal this, that? But, like, in both cases, it's like, yeah, this is a very rare percentage of people. Most people who do both those things never get caught. And as a result, laws are kind of... like, you ever hear about, like, criminal gangs? Or, like, you ever hear about basically any major crime? Like people who find people on, you know, there was a serial killer in the UK who just, he just would go to bars, bring people home, and then he would choke them to death and they would die. And it's like, how do people get away with that? And it's like, well, what are there? Are there police at every bar, like, checking to see if anyone looks a bit murdery tonight? It's like, no, the reason that most bad things don't happen is not because they can't happen, it's because generally people choose to be good. But when the incentives line up in such a way that people choose to be bad, it's pretty hard to stop them. It's, right? And sometimes people choosing to be bad might be daring to, you know, ride their own non-licensed, you know, daring to own rather than rent an electric scooter, daring to do whatever else it is. And sometimes that bad is, you know, murder and or mugging. What was the serial killer's name? He was Scottish, that's all I know. It was in London too. I know the area of London. And I know he was, he only murdered men. He would like do the fun business with men. And then he would be so upset with himself because he didn't like that he was gay that he'd kill the guy and he'd be like, well, that makes it okay, guess I'm straight. If you murder the guy after doing the business with him, basically makes you okay. You know, I can't imagine being on that level of like warped perspective, but like I genuinely can't imagine stealing from strangers in public as like, because I would be, you know, like if you'd have to need the money so badly, and also be ready to spend a lot of time. Yeah, like it's easy for bad things to happen to you from someone. Oh, enchanted book. Projectile protection, not a big fan. Power free, don't need because I'm gonna get bows myself anyway. Curse of binding, kind of dangerous. I think this is a book that we're not gonna be able to take advantage of. So the real gay agenda says Samantha Dwyer. No, yeah, it's also, yeah, these pigs are very, very loud and definitely dropping some frames, but you better believe we're gonna feed them anyway. Too many pigs, too many pigs, too many pigs, too many pigs. It takes a lot to make a pig. When did you get the saddle? I got it while fishing in the last day or so. It's a pretty, oh man. I think my sprinting's not working correctly because of the frame rate. Okay, there we go, we're good. So let's go saddle up a donkey now, I guess. So how do we find a donkey? Do we just run around aimlessly and then hope we go past the donkey? Even if we don't do that, you better believe we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, so our mob cap is very much filled up over here. So my plan is to go to the other side of the hostile mob farm. And over there, I think I'll find... because all of these mobs will despawn, if you look. You run away from them, and slowly the counts. They all vanish as one big group, actually. Is that how it's meant to be? Huh. Oh, I guess it's a chunk boundary thing. Look at that. That's so strange. Anyway, so you just get away from the big group. Now they've despawned from visual rendering. I think after a little bit more, they'll despawn from, like, the game's calculations. And so now we can find chickens, if we want them. Or we can find donkeys, hopefully. That's what we're going for. Imagine having breeding complexity for horses for animals. I think it'd be cool. Yeah, I think here's a realistic feature Minecraft could add, if Minecraft is a game all about realism and nothing else. What if, you know, you could breed animals to be more, you know, like this pig produces more pork, and then you breed those certain genes in there, and you teach people so, like, you know, again, like, if we're trying to teach people real world things, rather than just teaching them riding dolphins is bad, you can't ride dolphins, you know, like, rather than teaching people that, why not be like, here is how you get the traits that you want. You breed the things together, you breed the best traits together, then you breed that best trait together with another one, and, no. Actually, I guess I don't want to kill the cows, unless I've got my enchanted bow going. Yeah, we're looking for a donkey right now. If you're curious, chat. I kind of want to just have a portable storage area, and donkeys fill that. Also, Toka, I love streams so much. By the way, why can't you fence the area off the path? It's not a terrible idea. It's not a terrible idea at all. Oh, horses! It's not a donkey. Very cute. Okay, so I'm just going to put this away. I've always thought it's dumb that you can't saddle a donkey if you've got an item in your hand. So this guy has 14 hearts. Let's see what you have. Yeah, this guy's the one. Wait till he... Oh, he's already tamed. So we put this on, and there we go. And now we can use him to look for a donkey, probably. He's also just very fast by himself. Ah, look at that. Hey, you like my little staircase here? I actually should get back to building this staircase so we can get all the way up to the sky height and see how that looks. Horses still don't feel like a vanilla feature. Yeah, a lot of people use them as their go-to for a feature that, like, is definitely in the game, but still feels like a mod. Let's go to 0-0. Is that where we spawned? I actually don't know. Honestly, the world starts to look pretty samey once you go for far enough. It's cool to see it from a distance, though, like what we've built and how it looks. It is pretty cool. It is very cool. So yeah, the saddle has been possible because of fishing. And let me tell you, it is a fun thing that we have. Finding a donkey might be a bit harder, so we're just going to carry around the other saddle with us. And we're going to hope we find a donkey. Whatever Toycat said about genes sound like Toycat wants Minecraft promote eugenics, says Blue Brian Smith. Again, just a reminder, if you have too many alternate accounts and you use them to dodge the timer, that's kind of not a normal rule. But yeah, no, I think eugenics in we only call it eugenics when it's in animals, because in sorry, it's in humans. In animals, it is a very normal thing to breed for the characteristics that you want and to breed out the characteristics that you don't. What are you doing here, horse? Should we put him on top of a thing then? Yeah, it's probably the best idea we can do. Can he jump from here? Probably not. I'll put him on the mushroom. That'll be where the horse lives. It's gonna be tricky to... Wait, can horses bounce? Oh, that's cool. Oh, so what we have to do is we have to just put him in the boat and then... Actually, wait, we just store him in the boat anyway. Problem solved. There we go. Horse solution found. And now we'll make a few more boats. I think we need to... Like, while we've got inventory space anyway, let's treat ourselves to some boats. Boats, 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 boats. I love some boats, and I'm putting some in my inventory. 6 boats it is. Nice. And so, yeah, I think we'll place most of these in the chest. But 2 of these we'll place, like, I don't know, right over here. Seems good. And then we'll have a second one just on the other side of my house. Just as a little last trap in case it comes to it. So, is there a way to get stone? Sadly, I keep thinking, like, what if I've missed something? But I think so many of us have been, like, working out, like, wait, is there a way to get stone? And sadly, because villagers will buy lava buckets, but they don't sell lava buckets, you can't. You can do the whole, like, oh, but if you just use a mod that does this. But if you use a mod, you can get any resource. You can get titanium. Is that a... Oh, I was using that to be like a fake thing, but titanium is just a method in the real world. If they have the genes thing, they make so some sheep will give more wool and some cows give more leather. Yeah, right, that's how you could... I guess how would you know which sheep do which? Maybe you have fat pigs that take longer to reach maturity, but give you more pork chops. And you have skinny pigs that, like, grow faster. And then depending on which you want, do you want more animals and more throughput, or do you want more... You know, there's dumb things you could add to the game. Toycat, how will you brew the weakness pots? Also, Toycat, I definitely will make the, at some point I want to make every single item that we can get into a big museum. I guess we could put every mob in there if it's easy enough to collect. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. Genes already exist, speed potions, then breeding. I mean, do genes exist, or are you imagining it? No, genes exist specifically for horses. There is no other animal that has this, like, different variability in quality to them. Why do horses' genes matter, but every other mob doesn't? I guess horses are just a more casual wearing animal, and so we care more about their fashion decisions for that reason, you know? I guess that's gotta be it, huh? I love that the pig's just standing on another pig. Also, you can see how slowed down the game is starting to be from this. Like 26 frames per second if we're looking that way. So we're gonna do an extra important job on looking this way. In fact, because there's so many pigs, I think that's the reason we're not seeing mobs spawn over there. Like, this is an area that hostile mobs can and should be spawning, but I guess they're just kind of not. That's why horses seem like a mod. Right, Minecraft adds complexity and it feels weird. Like the what's an example recently of this? Like even something dumb like the pandas. 1 in every 100 pandas you breed is shiny and brown and rare. Like, no one cares about it because it's just a color thing. But it's still interesting. Thoughts on the Savannah update we may be getting? I hear the Minecraft oh wait, Minecraft views. I see the Minecraft views lowering tonight. But clickbait thumbnails seem to be the only working salvation. There you go. That's for you. You're welcome. So yeah, I also make sure to give your villagers multiple layers of protection because if they get struck by lightning, they'll turn to witches. Yeah, when I get 2 villagers, I am not resting on the villager front until I have so many villagers and I have some that I can like cart off to a separate place, store in a secret box somewhere. Like, the heartbreak the time I'm putting into these villagers means I'm going to be going so far to make sure it doesn't. I'm curious how many entities would it take to slow down a computer to 5 FPS? So CrossBeeman64, because of Bedrock and Java not being built for fixed platforms, also Kurtman94, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. There we go. That's me singing very good. As you can see, I'm a very musical person. I'm an artiste. No, for real, we got almost 10 members today. It's that is the metric by which I am judging my happiness with the stream side of things. Because the world size, we're making all the progress we can, right? Like, we sit here, we fish, we wait for rain, we hope the rain becomes thunder. Eventually it will happen, you know? But with regards to everything else, I think that, oh man, my brain is just kind of out. See, I'm waking up in about 6 hours now. I can't say I'm looking forward. Honestly, okay, so I can't tell you about what's gonna happen, but I have this like scary situation I've got to deal with tomorrow morning. Honestly, I've got quite a few scary things. I'm going to a country that's still like, it's very weird about COVID restrictions in one particular area, so I have to find one of those masks that I've never worn before. I think maybe, honestly, trying to read up about how like COVID rules work in any country are so confusing because there's always like, well, officially you need to do this, but like, what do people actually do? That's what matters, right? That's the big interesting thing. Same, I need to wake up in 6 hours as well, says Dasha. Yeah, but your 6 hours are 6 Russian hours, so they're like actually, you know, I don't know, a lot more than regular hours. I guess a lot less because they'd be filled with inferior. You know what would be the good stereotype? A Russian hour would be shorter than a regular hour, I guess. In Soviet Russia, time finds you. But I do have to say, it's so sad that we're playing Bedrock and we're getting all these salmon, but because it's fishing salmon and not swimming salmon, none of them are. Is the country New Zealand? Oh, you know where I'm going, Sam. You know where I'm going. No, I want to go to New Zealand. I want to spend some time there. I just want to chill in a thing. See, Gallant Skink has been asking, like, for me to make an exhibit from every
Howdy toy cat. Sheep have genes, sort of. If you breed 2 sheep
That's a
of
good
the
point.
same
I guess
color, you get a child of the same color. Here
and also,
is your allowance.
if you breed 2 sheep of like compatible colors, you get like the middle color child. Yeah, no, I guess that is true that there is data that is stored with sheep. I guess I'm saying that every animal could have this. But we do live less than regular people. How did you know? I guess that means, yeah, every hour must be longer to make sure it makes the same thing. McDonald's isn't real food. It is all fake. Fake in what sense? But you know what? One of the there's so many types of comments you get on a stream. Again, there's the people who are like, I know everything. There's the people who are like, I'm going to ask a question that could have been solved by looking at your inventory. There's people who are just here to chat, have a good time. There's people who will say the same thing every 30 seconds, which is why we need slow-mo, by the way, because they'll spam it the max they can, thinking, clearly the reason he is not answering it is because he hasn't seen it. There's definitely no other reason he's not answering my amazing comment. And then there's some of those people, when you do answer their comment, they ask it again anyway, because they weren't looking for the answer. They were just spamming it because they figured maybe it will come up. Can you do a quick thumbnail pose representing an owl waiting for thunder that never came? I don't know why I'm making noises. This is a thumbnail. Wait, how do you do like, is this tears? Like, I guess this would be waiting for thunder for an hour and it never coming, right? There you go. There's people who mostly luck. Yeah, did you know 90% of viewers on a live stream don't ever chat? Wait, chat, if you're watching this right now and you haven't sent a single message yet, say something right now. Just say, hi. Literally, hi, just to let people know that you are there and that all these people who are doing these weird things, they're not representative of you. Most of the stream is people who are just, oh, well, look at that. Do you see, by the way? Oh, is that... by the way, good to see so many people in there. I recognize a lot of names. It's good to see. It's fun to see you. It's nice to know there are some friendly faces, as people like to say. Except they're not faces, they're usernames, I guess. But yeah, hello everyone. How are you doing? You doing good? Yeah, I see a lot of like discourse on Twitter about like, ooh, how should you behave during a stream? And something I found quite controversial, but I want to talk about it, is something that Twitch streamers call trauma dumping. If something bad happens to you, is telling people in chat about it in long, lengthy detail like an okay thing to do? What do you reckon, internet? Should you be, sorry for lurking, don't feel bad about lurking. Do you think it's okay to hop into a live stream and to, as people say, dump your trauma, to share all the details of some bad thing that's just happened to you? Because on the one hand, this is this bad thing that's just happened and you're telling, you know, a support system that you have. On the other hand, it's like, people go to live streams to escape this stuff and you're just putting it back in their life. I don't come to a live stream where a man's trying to get lightning in Minecraft to hear you talk about how your parents beat you today, or how, I mean, that's a bad example because you'd be under 18, and so I guess you don't get, you know, you're not, I guess, you know, a lot of people are like that, but like, let's pick a more example. Like, you had a really, if it's interesting, says Thomas Sarah. Yes, the streamer is my therapist, says Jean Plaque. I tell you what, chat, therapy is very expensive. Prohibitively expensive. But for just $10 US, I'll give you 45 seconds of therapy. And it's going to be... Is actually a good rate? I don't think that is. I think that's a terrible rate. But if you... It's like the trial.
Why not get started on your villager housing while waiting for the thunderstorms to make them? Maybe you manifest it, haha.
Honestly, I think I want to just build like a giant... Like, I don't think I want to build individual houses for villagers. I guess maybe I should. Also, something, says Christophus. That is a, that is in fact a high quality tip. Thank you, it's good to see you. Okay, everyone who's been watching but hasn't left a comment, send in $2.99 right now. And because clearly there's hundreds of you, that's how I'm gonna make money to pay for some high quality. Just send me a text. You can put anything in there. You can put something in there. Whatever you want to do. Just send me $2.99 right now. And then we'll be good. Does that sound good, everyone? Favorite toy cats. Do we get a bow without noticing? Oh, is that just my same bow? That's my same bow. I'm just really dumb. I noticed you don't get fish bubbles originating over bedrock. Huh. Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if that's just because we're so far from it. Wait, let's test it out. If we go this way, will they ever originate over here? Or is there something about that? Can fish just not appear? Yeah, they're coming from this way instead, huh? Let's keep finding out, I guess. Yeah, I like how a lot of people in chat type $2.99. That's high quality. Russian $2.99. Ah, that's like 0.01, am I right? See, currency joke. Also, something too. Narwhal08X, thank you so much for something, but also from someone else. Oh, thank you, Jackson. Man, I said $2.90. Can't believe $1.99. You think I'm just kidding, but I can't give you therapy for that price. But yeah, no, the way I'm gonna get weakness potions is witches are gonna throw them at me, and I'm gonna dodge. And it's gonna go on a zombie. Venting is good, but online might look like attention seeking. Also, what is the IBX toy drink? It is cloudy lemonade. It is sugar free. Gotta watch my figure after all. Gotta. You know, I never really thought about the way people say that. But thank you, Tyler Jackson, and also thank you, Deathly Fug, Dead Thy Bug. Thank you for $2.99, but in American converted to pounds. It is. I believe that that's probably the correct conversion rate right there. So yeah, $2.99. Thank you, piece of pie. You know what? Wow. All it takes is me saying, give $2.99. Why have I not been saying this before? Internet, why have I not been? I wish I'd realized the trick to getting people to give you things is just ask for the thing. I thought you meant to. I thought the way you got things is you steal it out of people's hands when they're walking down the street. Also, I refuse to send you $2.99. You can't tell me what to do. Says Thomas Stendhal while giving me $2.99. And Dreamer, just thank you so much. Hope you're having a good dream. No, but is venting healthy, or is venting in public forums? Again, it's like, it's not quite attention seeking, but that's the way people like see it. Where it's like, there are better people in your life for this. You either have no support system, or you are just like really desperate for that thing. Also, thank you, Ollie RRG525. Thank you for $2.99. See, wow. Why can't I just say I want money and actually get money? Life is so cruel. You've just got to manifest the money into existence. Right now, I'm manifesting. Ah, there you go. Look how well I just manifested that.
Why 2.99?
Thank you so much for. Wait, why 2.99? I don't know if that is 2.9. I think you overdid it, Lisa. I think that's too much. I can't believe it. Vending's healthy, but only in private contexts. See, but then why is that a true thing? Why does it need to be private? Like, I totally agree. I think it's so strange to do it in a public forum, like a public space. But like, it's such an arbitrary rule, you can probably argue. Also, Matthew says unlucky. Ah, it's $2.98 instead of $2.99. You monster. You absolute monster. But as long as you seek help for your problems, it's okay to talk about it in a healthy way. See, everyone has different rules about how you should talk about problems, but then if you have problems, how are you meant to know whose sets of rules to follow? It's like, oh man, you know, see, and as a streamer, I feel like it's more acceptable for you. Like, I spoke about something pretty bad that happened, and how I contact the police, and they're like, ah, that's a hard crime to solve. We're not gonna even consider that one, huh? Public venting let people know that these traumas happen, and you can get over it. See, but even then, it's like, that's true also, but is it your place to decide when people learn those lessons? You know, when something bad happens to you and you tell your friends, they're a support system, and then they also learn that way. But online, it's like, I think particularly emotional people, or like emotionally, what's the word? Like people who are particularly emotionally supportive online run into just the horrors of the human condition so quickly. You know, it'll get you exhausted real quickly. Public venting is okay if it makes you money, says Ben Edwards. You know what? I agree. By the way, just found your channel a few weeks ago, and I can't stop watching. Thank you so much, Elements810. I wonder how you found the channel. It's one of the big struggles. I think most old YouTube channels have this after a while. It's like, how do people find your videos after that? Like statistically right now, 99% of people who watch a video. Also, wait, could you also upload videos in Odyssey? They have an automatic sync feature too, says Brian D. I personally, again, I know a lot of people are big on like finding YouTube alternatives. There's been a couple that have like reached out to me about like, you should upload here. And then back in the day, some people would upload in Dailymotion as well. I would like to see a more serious YouTube competitor first, and then I'm down to move over and make it work or whatever. Or they can pay me money. Like I'm down with that. I think even then though, I didn't take a Facebook streaming or Facebook video contract because I was like, I'd rather, even though it was a. Also, buy yourself something dumb, says Emily Ellis. Thank you very much, Emily. I will buy myself something dumb. It'll be like, you know, actually, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see the dumb thing. There'll probably be multiple dumb things. I'm gonna level for you. But yeah, it'll be fun. This is so much better than the last one, says Anna Kelly. I can't believe we spent a full 2 hours today waiting for Thunder, and we didn't get Thunder. Also enjoying it's dead fee thy bug. Thanks for trying to pronounce it, IBX Tlayser. Thank you for trying to get me to pronounce it. But yeah, I think it's upload on the second channel, says Connor Matthews. I had a fun idea for a video that I didn't get around to making. I don't know. I also wanted to make a Q&A Saturday, but a Q&A Sunday, I guess, and I didn't get around to it today because I've been busy doing some stuff. Or, as people would say, you know, here's what I like to do. Instead of saying, ooh, I've been busy and or lazy, unproductive, oh no, I've been recovering from my trauma. You see, I was stolen from, and so because a bad thing happened to me, I'm going to use that as an excuse not to do anything useful for other people for some time. You want to see a second channel video? Well, how about you undo the bad thing that's happened to me? Ooh. You're not willing to do that? Guess it's not happening then. Also, they don't want to hear venting. They can just mute. In chat, it's not easy to mute other people, right? Like, you as a moderator can mute the venting. But, like, other people in chat can't. And it's kind of rude for me to mute you, because I can ignore you easily. But, like, maybe you know, I don't know. It's an interesting... The chat... Okay, so the thing that makes chat so interesting is in real life, we usually have, with the exception being like school, usually your interactions are you and a group of people, you can all talk to each other, you're all roughly equals. It's a many-to-many interaction, or it's a one-to-one, like you speak face-to-face with a friend. The one-to-many interactions are usually just like, maybe a teacher is the one we all have, but like if you go to see like a magician or a music man, or a comedian, it's a one-to-many. Like, there's 10,000 of you in that room, or 400 of you, or even just 20 of you if it's a small, like, venue. And that singer, or artist, or whatever else, they're beeping it to you. The streaming on the internet is such a strange one, because I'm talking to you, and you can all talk back. And you all are talking back, but it's not just talking back to me. You're all seeing how each other are talking back. Also, Dean Potts, here's a $5. Stay awesome. Thank you so much, Dean Potts. I'll do my best to stay awesome. Some would argue that I was never awesome in the first place, but I will stay exactly how I am now. Is an orchestra a many-to-many interaction? I guess, even then though, you're like one cohesive unit. There's like a person who fronts for the group of people, right? You go to see an orchestra, but really the conductor is the lead of that. Same with like, you know, like country delegations, like there is a person who is in charge of all that stuff. I'd argue most conversations, even between friends, as long as it's 5+, has 1 or 2 leaders. Yeah, I think that's, when you have a big group of people, by the way, a big group of people sounds like hell to me. A big group of people always ends up being lots of groups of 2, just having one-on-ones with each other. Or it ends up being, like you say, there's one person who leads. Because if you let a group of people loose by themselves, it gets like things don't work. You know, people don't govern themselves correctly or whatever. Toket just summed up a maths lesson on functions by explaining venting. You're welcome, internet. Glad to help you out. But yeah, no, it's very strange that you can all hear how each other are talking to me. And some of you are talking to each other. There's like the community that built. You know, you'll recognize the people, the common names. You know, like the fact that so many people are like, oh, hey Dasher when she shows up, or like recognize Duncan Walls or the Brian D's Odyssey is definitely something more serious. It's grown a lot. and improve the design and functions in the last few months. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's like, it's not like a, it wouldn't be a dumb thing for me in this, like, it's a smart move in the sense that, like, yeah, I think that I could help the thing grow, but it's like, for now, I'm not sure it's the move. Maybe wrong, but there's gonna be that moment. Wonderful places, fun cat. See, I know, like, there's like a lot of people who have like found friends through the chat or whatever. Hexateron, it's good to see you. You've got since you changed your picture, Hexateron, in my mind you're an entirely different person. It's like it's weird how that works. Like your representation to me is just your username and your picture, and half of that representation changed. But like there are people who recognize each other in the chat, but most people, or maybe at least over half of people, aren't talking to each other. They're talking to me. Hate to break it to your chat, but you're not chatting to each other, you're chatting to me. And so yeah. Also, you always hear about introverts and extroverts, but you never hear about people in the middle. Average. I think I would say, the way I would put it, is that you... most people, like, we never hear about, like, averages for most things, because most people can gravitate towards one of the edges. Most people are averages on most things. But it's much more interesting, you know, like, I don't know, the same is true with politics. Like, statistically speaking, because of the very nature of how we define it, most people are closer towards the center, but you're probably going to be a lot louder if you're very upset and you're on one of the extreme fringes. Or like, if you really like pineapple pizza, or you really don't like pineapples on pizza, you're going to be much more vocal about those than someone who's like, you know, I think pizza's pretty good regardless of the topping. I don't really mind what you put on it. Right? Like that's not a saucy opinion. You're not gonna get mad about that and tell people, strangers, about it. Instead you'll just say, yeah. I think pineapple's fine. You know what? When it comes to politics, you know that last election in America, the one, my problem is I liked both of them too much. I just couldn't decide. I really like that one old guy, and I really like that other old guy. And I was like, oh, they both have such good policies. This guy wants to improve our economy. This guy wants to improve our economy. But he's saying the word middle class a lot. And he's saying like other words. I like them both. I don't know which one I like more. Yeah, it's such a shame. Just such great decisions. And the action before that.
Weird glitch
two great
dungeon
choices.
In the caves beneath my village build. It generated the spawner and some stone in a solid wall.
I think that I've seen that like stone mixing with the well so often, and I wonder if that's.
Do you not have more subscribers? Love your content and patience. Keep up the grind.
I would argue for the quality of what I put out. 1.7 million is like. I feel like it's nuts. Like it's massively high, right? Like I have way more subscribers than I can ever imagine being here. Like it, you know, is that too many? Is that too few? Instead of torches, sea pickles are a great light source. Not sure how to get them, but I think you bone meal coral. Is that possible? I mean, I do have a. We might as well try, right? We might as well try. Nope, can't bone meal coral. You can bone meal seagrass, but it doesn't do anything. Or, except grow it, maybe. Can we get sea pickles, maybe? What do you reckon, chat? Sea pickles? No sea pickles. Sad. How do you feel like someone, like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast feels? Being the largest YouTubers on the platform, or the most recognized YouTubers on the platform, must be one of those incredibly strange things. Because at least if you're someone like me, you can be like, well, Minecraft YouTubers that also make videos solely about this one game, in some cases get as many as 5 or 10 million subscribers. And so if I just put my head to the blah 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 blah, and if I tell people to subscribe really, really loudly at the start of videos, and I make the right things, and I get the right little momentum, I could hit 5 million subscribers if I really tried. But if you're like already at the very top of the game, like both, you know, like it's high pressure because people, I say this all the time and people don't, I don't know if people like fully believe me, But on YouTube, the general trajectory is downwards. You're always being overcome by newer, people who have mastered the algorithm better than you have, and who, just have fresher ideas that match what people are expecting. Like, there are so many people like trying to be YouTubers that, of course, some of them are going to do it better than you do eventually, or better. They're going to find something that is different to what you do in a way that is more appealing, or whatever else it is. And so the natural momentum is downwards. If you stay at the same level of quality and the same like subscriber appreciation, etc., your channel heads downwards. You have to be heading upwards to be staying level on YouTube. Staying level is this like great accomplishment in some ways. You interact with your community much more than other YouTubers. Your content is awesome. The challenges you've done, they're unique as well. One of the things I'm trying to do with my time that I'm actually at home, which is maybe up to a whole nother month, is taking advantage of that. Doing some more silly things. But, my point here is just to say that, like, if you're at the very top of the game, literally the only way is down. Maybe you go, like, stratospheric beyond the platform and you grow what it means to be the biggest YouTuber. But, like, PewDiePie is not the biggest YouTuber anymore. Is he? Actually, he might be by subscribers. But he's not the biggest by any other metric, you wouldn't say. And subscribers mean less now. So even that like lifetime accomplishment of having 100 million or whatever it is, like, does it mean anything after all of this? Who knows for sure. How is your Bedrock FPS 70? I have a bad laptop and Java runs at 100. Bedrock has VSync on by default, which means that it will never run faster than, like, it tries not to run faster than the frame rate of your monitor. Clearly it doesn't do a good job for me, because it's hovering around 70 to 80. I should actually look into why it runs so poorly for me. But yeah, part of it's recording, part of it's all that stuff. Part of it's just, I don't even know, actually. Should look into that. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's live stream. I am gonna be ending it now, because again, I've got a flight. I'm waking up in so few hours. I'm doing a fun little trip to the other side of the continent, and it's gonna be fun. I look forward to seeing you for my next live stream. It'll probably be on Wednesday. It might be on Tuesday, but let's just plan for it being Wednesday. We didn't get Thunder today. Next time we're getting Thunder though. It's gonna happen. Trust me, internet. Thunder is happening. And so thank you so much for watching today's live stream. I hope you did all enjoy it. Give the stream a like or a subscribe or whatever else. Still working on the first 100 days of this video. Don't worry. It takes so long. I did a little bit more of the like pre-work for it today. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. See you next time. Also tomorrow there'll be a Let's Play. I guess I have to stream on Tuesday, because I don't think I have a video prepared for it yet. But yeah, see you then. Bye. See you later, alligators. Wait until next time, crocodiles. Yeah, that's what people say. See, if I ended the stream before that tip came in, would that tip still be valid? Oh wait, no wait, we actually got 10 members today. I just wanna thank you for 10 members. Like 10, that's I think that's the most we've had in a single stream since like the last big, since the Wheel of Toy Cat. Side note, if you wanna see something, look at this, look at this. I got a clock. I made a cat clock. Are you proud of me? See, this is how you know I'm a real artist. Okay, goodbye.